The first thing to do in this question is to count the number of squares that we have to fill, because we're told that we're going to use three identical shapes, but these have got different numbers. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if we're going to be able to fit it with three shapes, then the shape is going to have 7 squares. So I can immediately rule out A. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like I could do this and then this, but then, I've got 3 left over. And also this one, C, has got 8 in it. So now it's a case of, I think, just going through the other ones and seeing if it will work. Right, so if we look at B, I've got this 6, and then I've got this one sticking out. So if I was to, I can't make it go long ways, obviously, so I'm gonna have to make it go like this, but then you can see there's no way that I can make it stick out. So I can rule out B. Now I'm just left with D and E. And it might be, okay, I can actually see the answer for E, so I'm just going to go with that. So if E is going to work, then it would have to be like this, because again, I've got 6 going along, and then I've got a 1 sticking out. And if I made it go up here, then suddenly I've got to fill this in, and there's a gap. So it's got to be going down. And then if I then make it work over here, then I'm going to do this in a different color. It would have to be not like that. It would have to be these 3, and then here like that. And then you can see the other one here. So the answer is going to be E. Let's just have a little look at what would happen if we tried D, because we need to, technically we need to just convince ourselves that D is not possible. Okay, for this to work, I'm going to have to turn it round. I can flip it around, can I think? And then it's going to have to be like this. Okay, I can't leave any gaps at the bottom. And then it would have to be like this. And then you can see there's no way that we can fit this into there, so it's not going to work. Okay, so hopefully I've convinced you. I used one particular argument to rule out A and C, then I tried to fit B and D, they didn't work, and I did successfully manage to fit E. One final comment I want to make is that actually the question doesn't ever say that you're allowed to turn them around or rotate, or well, no, you're allowed to rotate them, but flip them round. And actually I did flip it round for D. So even when I flipped it around, it didn't work. But in the answers, it doesn't even allow you to flip it around. And so you'd actually have to start with it being like this, which makes it, immediately impossible to fill. So I just wanted to make that comment. I allowed any of them to be flipped around, and still E was the only one that's possible.